So this is an example of a BC greenhouse, and BC greenhouse builders are located in Langley, but they do sell around the world. And I am their brand ambassador, which is kind of exciting. And so this is our big boy. We have a smaller, the same model exactly that we moved here from Calgary, a little 8x10, and this one's 16x20. And they actually say, with the greenhouse, you always wish you built a bigger one, and it's so true. So this time we went to the 16x20. And in this greenhouse, we can fit so much stuff. For the winter, I've got these two fruit trees growing, but for the spring, I've got fresh peas. And I'm not being silly about it. I won't leave peas in during the season when you don't need to have peas indoors, but I wanted to get a head start. So I've got peas, fresh peas that we're eating already. I love that. Again, our side walls are just like what I showed you with the lemons. They're built with the end caps, and that makes them nice and narrow. We tried a few with wood, but the wood always breaks down and you get wood bugs. Yeah. And that's what I absolutely love. It seems like such a little detail, but look at how there's a groove in this greenhouse so that you can bolt in different things like benches or strawberries, which we bolted in. We've done some eaves troughs, strawberries. And that just makes it so nice. And because it is all aluminum, it's good for life. You don't have to, and they are actually guaranteed for life. So we don't have to worry about, where the wood bugs come in and eat our greenhouse, and then we'll be out of business with the greenhouse. Because I've certainly done that. This is a yellow yew, which is really sturdy and really hardy. And when you look at it, it's already breaking down after just 3 years. So we just built the 2 beds, and that's because, of course, we have bugs. And here they are. There's a little pill bug right now. And they're called pill bugs because when you grab them, they roll up. And pill bugs eat wood. That's what they eat. They decompose. They're really great for decomposing. Oh, that one's covered in aphids or babies or something. Do you see that? He's laying eggs. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, yeah. He's laying live young. Now, I knew that to be true of aphids. They lay live young. They're just popping out his rear end. I wish I had my close-up here. Anyway, there you go. So you don't want to have wood. The wood breaks down. And luckily with the BC greenhouse, they're all built out of aluminum, guaranteed for life. You don't have to worry about your greenhouse decomposing in front of you like our 2 beds are doing here in this greenhouse. So we started the outside edge with concrete, and we built a couple of big beds with concrete, and we'll be changing this all over next week. Or not next week, that would be crazy, next year. You'll notice we have the vents in the roof, and those vents open up automatically. Again, you just can't be home at the right time. I mean, I can't be home at the right time. It seems like as soon as you walk away from your greenhouse, it gets hot, the cloud goes away, and the sun comes out. So we have the vents that open up naturally. They keep the fan running all the time, and we do have an automatic system set to a thermometer to turn on the exterior fans if it gets really hot in here. So yeah, I can grow all kinds of food. I can grow things year round. I absolutely love my BC Builders greenhouse. It's just fantastic.
Wow. So you can get more information about this through your website?
If you want to send me an email, I can send you a brochure, or I'll direct you through to the company. And they do sell around the world, but they're built right here in BC.
Fantastic. Wow, looks gorgeous. Wow.
I can't believe we saw that bug laying eggs. Did you see that?
Yeah, little babies.
I just couldn't believe that. I always wondered how they reproduce. Now I know. They're still starting things. I better check them. I've been on my damn computer all morning, and oh yeah, look at that. So I've got some cilantro coming up, and you'll see that just barely, but just enough that I'm gonna maybe take this one off. So people think, oh, there you go, look at that one. So people think that seed starting is something that you do in the spring, but I kind of do it all year round. I'm always starting something. So I got a special variety of cilantro here called Calypso, which was recommended to me by a gardener in Oliver. And Oliver is pretty hot. And if you've ever grown cilantro, you know that it wants to go to seed. That's the first thing cilantro wants to do, is go to seed. So she said, try Calypso. It's going to actually be the longest surviving cilantro that you're going to grow. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm going to put this extra, sorry Pam, I'm going to hand this to you because I have my cord here. Where do you want it to go? I'm just going to put it on my shelf. I'll just take my cord down. Look at these little cucumbers. So yeah, I will have cucumbers ready before anyone else. You can see that they're already forming little babies.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pam, I didn't that. So these ones, again, this is a different one, not one of the ones I've got outside. This is a different one. This one's called Isnek, which is also a beet alpha. And if you remember your logistics, the beet alpha are the ones that have the really smooth skin, like the English cucumbers. So this is the dwarf-sized Isnek, it's called. You can see those little baby cucumbers coming, so it's still just starting to bloom. And people wonder how you can actually get cucumbers in greenhouse, but we get bugs in here and they come in and pollinate. So commercial growers will actually purchase bees and bring them into the greenhouse, but I just leave the doors open.
Yeah.
The bees come in, they find the yellow flowers. So I get cucumbers and we give them away. Okay, I can take that from you now. Sorry about that.
No, sorry.
I'll put it up on the shelf here. So, yeah, you have to just keep watching when you're germinating. You don't know which day things are going to come up. And I've got some other things I should check. Yeah, look at these tomatoes. They're almost as tall as me. I have to say, one of the things I'm absolutely not worried about is bugs. I am concerned with the pill bugs because they're eating my beds, but I'm generally not concerned with bugs in my greenhouse because you're going to get them. This is part of the cycle. This is part of life. And so just in case, I do try to prevent. Last year I had some spider mites on my cucumbers, which is not a good thing, but beans in particular, and that's why I have beans here and there in my garden. Beans in particular are susceptible to spider mites, and I don't have any yet. I was just checking. Spider mites are a real pain because they can actually dry out the plant and it'll just shrivel up, and that's not good at all. And I don't want spider mites. So I've got beans growing here and there in my greenhouse, and what I do is I look and I check them every week for spider mites. And if they're my indicator plant. If they get spider mites, then I'm going to order some other mites that will eat those mites. I bring in biologicals that will eat the bigger bugs. And I will be doing that as soon as I see it. And Butterfly World over here does the ordering. They bring them in for us. And not Butterfly World per se, but the gal who works with them.
Oh, okay.
And she brings the bugs in, and you can order them once a week or whenever you need them. You may also notice it's kind of crazy. I've got zucchini in my greenhouse. People used to tell jokes about zucchini. But
Wow.
what I do, my theory with zucchini, see they're just coming on here. My theory with zucchini is that when the ones outside start producing, and you're a little late in the day, and I invited you to come late, but the flowers are open much earlier in the day. This is a male flower here. I'll just clip it off. So the male flowers have the long stem on them, and they have a very showy flower, but they only last for a day. And so the female flowers have to get pollinated by the male flowers, and then you get zucchinis. So what I do is I leave them in my greenhouse. And again, we have enough insects in here that they take care of that for me until my zucchinis outside are producing. And then I'll take these out, and this will be a nice hole in my greenhouse where I can put a fall or winter crop. So that's how I manage it.
Wow. Keep it going all year.
Yeah. And so the zucchinis themselves will be torn out. People think I'm heartless and cruel, but once I've got zucchinis growing outside, I don't really need them inside. It's just to give me that head start.
Excellent.
Yeah. So that's my greenhouse.
Got some radishes growing here too?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
We've had radishes now for about 6 weeks. And radishes are, just something that people might want to grow if they're growing a salad garden. And they're so fast growing. Radishes will be produced basically in 30 to 40 days. And so it doesn't take you very long.
Wow.
They love soft soil. And so I will just keep reseeding them. And I just put a few seeds down. I've actually got some peppers in here somewhere hiding. Oh, that one's under the zucchini now. So I'll just keep reseeding in different patches outside as well as inside. Whenever you've got a space, you give yourself 30, 40 days, you'll get a radish. So
Wow.
very nice and fresh salads. Oh yeah, you guys need a big greenhouse. I know you're getting one. You've got a spot. You've got an acreage, so. Okay, look at that one, Bob. There's a little piece of skin missing.
Oh.
That's those damn pill bugs. You see how they come in and they eat? But the rest of them are just perfect. So obviously I have to try my new secret ingredient for pill bugs is cornmeal. And again, another farmer. I've been on CBC radio lately, and they've been interviewing me, and then people hear it, and then they email me with their suggestions. So another farmer from BC emailed me and said I could use cornmeal to actually kill the pill bugs. And it kind of just floats them. I don't think it kills them the way a chemical would kill them. It's a slow death. Anyway, pill bugs can eat a lot of plants. And so last week I put some cornmeal down in my garden. And I only had a tiny bag left, and my husband went directly to the grocery store to buy more. And of course, they're out of cornmeal. This is this pandemic that we're living through, where different kinds of food are out at different times.
Yeah.
And who knew, just when I had pill bugs, they would be out of cornmeal. So I'll try again this week.
Great.
You want to try a radish? So see, I planted these ones outside the same day as I planted the ones in the greenhouse, these little radishes, but I just start little patches here and there.
Yummy.
The greenhouse just makes it so easy. Look at the size of my garlic.
I know.
I think it'll be prize-winning garlic this year. What
That's
do you
not
think?
elephant garlic. is
No.
it? No.
No, it's from my son's mother-in-law. She lives in Williams Lake, and she's just moved to Smithers. And every year, what I do as a gardener, every year I get my biggest and best garlics and I eat them first. And then by the end of the year, I just have the small ones left. And so she does just the opposite. She's smarter than me. She saves her biggest cloves every year, and she's been doing this for more than 20 years. So I got 5 cloves of her garlic last year, and we seeded that, or planted it last fall.
How big a bulb does that end up
The
being?
bulbs were like the size of your hand, like a fist. And it's not elephant garlic, which is not as flavorful
Yeah.
as the other garlic. It's actually just regular garlic. Bad we didn't have I had some really big red spear broccoli. I just pulled it out yesterday. Wasn't planning ahead for the staging of how pretty that would have looked. It's just so pretty and blue. But I was ready to start planting, and I just put my, Terry gave me that patty pan squash.
Oh yeah.
And I just put my beans in, so I'm hoping they'll be up soon. So always something to do in the garden. I'm always seeding something or transplanting something. So these are the same peas we saw inside the greenhouse, planted on the same day. And they're just a couple feet high already. They'll come and they'll grow. But it just gives you that little bit of an edge when you have the greenhouse. You've got some stuff coming up early.